What's going on YouTube? Donnie coming to you from Misawa, Japan, Pinku Style Podcast. So we're doing a new thing here, getting ready to it. Got my guy Lex here, as always. We're going to do this like kind of still with the podcast, but I was thinking about uploading this. See this thing I got right here. This is before YouTube. Like this is a bunch of old drift shit in here, man. Like drift bobble, and I just found it the other day, man. I was looking at some stuff. And I found it in like DVDs and everything in there in good condition. So I was gonna upload my stuff because I seen some 480p shit. I was gonna like actually stretch it out, upload it. I was like, man, I can just do this, you know. And maybe Lexi seen some of this stuff. We kind of talked about it offline, and he hasn't seen it. So what we're gonna do today is this is gonna be the first of, because there's 6 videos, and this is called Freeway Speedway in America. But over here in Japan, it's called Shuto Kousoku, which is like whatever it translates to, like racing on the highway. So One Gun Midnight, a lot of it that you guys consume came from this. Tsuchiya is in it. Keiichi Tsuchiya is in it. He did the advising. So Tsuchiya had been doing all the from a while ago, and the guys recently know we got the live boom thing, and I kind of been by third party, like linking up with Tsuchiya in the chat and stuff like that and everything. So we ain't hanging out, we ain't drinking, so relax. I ain't using Tsuchiya to try to build my shit up. But anyway, by default, just by doing work and everything, Tsuchiya has come I've come into his scope, which is cool, you know what I'm saying, because it is what it is on that. But I'm not going to be like other influencers out there who just ride on their coattails and try to pass him off. So he ain't my boy. We won't hang out. He just know of me, and that's cool. But anyway, saying that to say that kind of that made me think about the DVDs. I found them, and then we're gonna go through that. So anyway, man, Lex, before we get into it, man, how's everything going? And thanks for all the offline time, man. We're kind of wasting your time over there, man.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah. So you're all good. You want to just get right into it, man?
Yeah, we can jump right into it, man. Some old school stuff I've missed. Yeah. I have never seen before.
Yeah. So and then like I said, there's this joint, man. Like there was no CG back then. So
right,
crashing was crashing, and it was cool stuff. So I mean, I'm a particular dude. I like older. I'm just not into the newer stuff. It just seemed like Michael Bay just kind of set that bar, and then it's just like you got to have all explosions in the world, and CG, it just is overdone, man. So I like older, you know what I mean? Maybe it looked a little corny, but you know what I mean? It was more closer to practical than CG and stuff like that. And Live Hoon, again, guys who ain't seen it yet, we gotta actually. We're in the future now, so you'll be seeing. You've already seen that and everything. That was episode number 200 and everything. So this is episode number 202. All right, so I'm gonna cue this up, man. So again, let's say on 3, we'll do the playing joint. So you ready?
Yep.
All right, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna turn the audio down. So anyway, I'm gonna drown because we're gonna talk over it. So it's gonna be I don't want it too damn loud, but loud enough. But anyway,
these are the sounds of my childhood.
Yeah.
When I first got all my option videos, these intros.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
They all use that same keyboard. That's why they all sound the same. That's why they all sound the same, man. So in this joint, it's like an hour and 35 minutes. So this is back before this is 90s, man, early night. Like just look at it, man. It's just the sounds and the yeah. So you can hear it good on your end, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. I just want because the car sounds is like what it. I wanted you to definitely hear the sounds because the joint's in there. So kicking it off right here with the DR30. I've had one of these. Unfortunately, I had to sell it, so it actually makes me kind of sad to see it. I had to let mine go to pay some rents, and so I had the exact same one. Mine was just a Takami. So that there's 2 different faces. Yeah.
Look how soft that rear suspension is.
Yeah, dude. This is all real shit, man. So, but yeah, man. So like this, I mean, again, guys, I'll put the link down there so you guys can watch it without us talking over it. We're just gonna talk as we see, point things out. You know what I mean? Lex is watching it now for the first time. So his reactions are going to be real to it. So this was kicking it off. I will say because I've seen them all. It gets like this is the first one, so they kind of getting their mojo. But as the years progress, it gets better and better, man. So again, even back then the cinematography it was good and everything, man. So let me actually look up while we watching this shit. I want to see what year it actually was made, man.
What was in these DR30s?
FJ20, which FJ20 spawned the KA, it spawned the RB, it spawned the SR. It had like all the different engines mixed up in there, very mechanical. Forged from the factory. They were great track engines, but they weren't like, say if you want to drive from California to like Louisiana, I wouldn't try because it's really high strung engine.
Yeah,
really high strung, and then also it was way ahead of its time. So we used to burn out the issues it would have is the water pump had too many fins on it, so you had to actually cut like a couple off because it would be too much pressure, and then the distributor would just burn so hot, man, like it would literally just melt. So I converted mine to SR20 coil packs and modernized it SR20 ECU plus ECU, old school ass ECUs. That shit was like fucking. That shit was like 8x11. It was huge, big ass capacitors in there and shit. Vacuum tubes, like it was old school. But so in a nutshell, man, like the guys who have seen, like the premise of this series, Freeway Speedway, whatever, is about dudes racing on the highway, and they put messages in there like take it off the street and everything. But dudes are gonna do what they do. As you can see, the dude right here in the DR30. His dream, like, he wanted to be an F1 dude and everything, but F1 it's easier to do that in DR30 than it is to hop in an F1 car.
I was just gonna say, what was he just doing there that would have related to F1?
Nothing. Yeah, but I mean, they just like you'll see as it goes along, man. But the cool thing you'll see right here, man, is the the grind, man. They show the grind to get to get what they want as far as getting the cars and stuff like that. So, but yeah, dude, these old movies, dude. Like, I just want to make enough money where I could just chill at home and watch 80s movies, dude. Like, that's a weird kind of goal, but yeah. So you see, homie doing that right there in Japan. I'll make some stuff while I'm saying that when you see the guys in Japan doing road construction, the guys that didn't graduate high school, man.
You said the guys that didn't graduate?
Yeah, they didn't graduate high school. Yeah, that's like, what I mean, you can get on here or you can just not make no money at all. Let's see. All right, so the very first one we watching right now is 80. This is 1988.
Gotcha.
88, and then the last one was 96. Yeah, so you can just tell, man, about it. Yeah, dude. So you see right there, you got the F1 posters and stuff all over. Then the cool thing is you'll be seeing that tech, that you'll be seeing parts that like, what I mean, they were like fast. It was one of those early 90s things, early 90s like brakes and stuff. Then you don't really see them no more. So it's like that iconic. You'll see a lot of iconic, Grady Rubik and all that stuff used in this movie, like real shit, real stuff, man. So even back in the 80s, dudes were smashing chicks, as you guys can see. Nothing changed. It'll pick up, man. Once it gets to the, they gotta build it and stuff, man. But yeah, man. What's the earliest? What's the earliest car film you remember watching, man?
Shoot, earliest car film. Dude, I don't know, because remember, Knight Rider and all of that stuff was out. Mad early 80s. So it was like we always had. That's why it's like I don't understand dudes that aren't into cars, because it didn't matter if you liked cop drama, shoot 'em up, bang bang. We had Magnum PI. He had cars, and this is like 81. 1980.
That's actually why that Ferrari is like my favorite. Believe it or not.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's like the 7s.
You have Smokey and the Bandit. You have Knight Rider. You have Cannonball. That's where we started to like Lamborghinis and shit. Because it's like, dude, from the '80s, I can't remember a time that I wasn't watching car movies. Okay.
So yeah, he like great. You don't guys out there don't know you can slap the ass if you're in that situation, but you don't cup. You ever see how this shit sound? Like that. That's like, do you like that? Mine's like, no matter what you do to it, like that thing is just mechanical. It's like clack 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 clack. Like you hear everything, man. It's like those old Porsches.
That's why I like the L28. Yeah. Everybody always asks me if I'm swapping something out of my Z. I'm like, nah. I love how it sounds on startup, how the starter gear contacts the flywheel gear. I like all of that sound in that car.
And it makes that old school ones had that, like when you startup had that root at the end when it retracts back, it still will spin a little bit.
She just popped champagne.
Yeah, they trying to well, yes, I think he set a record, and they just were like, they want to be F1 so bad, they just got champagne laying around so they could pop it or whatever. Like, nah, dude, just go win the race, man.
Hilarious.
Normally, you spraying that shit on my car. But yeah, so these dudes, like, they got the so this I was just some little back information, man. But so he had just set a record on a one gun. You missed it, but they just and this is real shit. Like, I mean, this was up until like recent. Meaning like '98. Like they were really loose on it, man. But after that, they cracked down, so you really can't. You can do it, but yeah, they got Mark IIs and they got fast shit now. So the cops coming out there, bang, yeah, they got
Mark IIs,
like Mark II, like Toyotas and
Mark II chases, yeah.
They got the Mark,
or not chases.
Yeah, cops have GTRs and all types of shit down there. So you ain't running. I mean, their shit looks normal, but it's about 500-600 horsepower now. So there's a shop. I don't know which shop's doing their tuning, but they making a shit ton of money. Yeah. I'm willing to bet top secrets up in there.
I know a couple of guys out here that are mechanics for police departments.
Oh yeah, they can't. A lot of those shops you never see them. They can't post anything. They can't talk about shit.
Yeah.
They got that non-disclosure and everything. Yeah, man, it's yep, I've been on all those roads, man. So yeah, dude, like so you watching on a phone or the same screen?
I'm watching on the same screen. Okay. I got the audio.
Okay. So this I'm gonna kind of get an analyst for the guys because I've seen it a bunch, man. So you guys can because you can't hear everything. So like they back in the day, man, this is '88. They had the ham radios in a radio station, and the dude right there broadcasting, they would literally be out there, man, like yeah, dude, we come Friday night, let's go race.
That's crazy. Yeah, pirate or private radio stations that the local people in the know knew about. This was a real thing back in the day.
Fucking Facebook out here, cameras.
Yep, out here we call them college radio stations, and that's where a lot of ill-ass DJs would spin.
Yeah, the frequencies that nobody know about, yeah.
Yeah, just nothing but spinning, no commercials, no nothing.
Yeah. Shit, that's where a lot of the greats, man, they got their starts at college, like New York, college radio, Red Alert, all those dudes, they played those college stations and stuff like that. Because it was like, it was free radio time.
How early were they using Daikoku to meet?
70s, like, I think before I've heard. This has been a thing for a long time. It's just like as everything got more, Facebook and everything, more people start coming out. And then after, it wasn't a problem before, but then like it's just like, yeah, it's just overloaded now. Too many people know about it. So a lot of these spots, man, in real life, like, they'll tell you straight up. I remember the first time I went out to a spot and the dude kind of came over to me kind of weird. didn't want to say nothing to me, but my buddy was a picture camera away. No cameras here. Like I was like, all right, cool, man. Like they straight up. I mean, if you go to the aggressive area, they'll depending on who you are, if they think like they can bitch you, they'll slap it out of your hand, take it from you and everything, man. So they don't want any evidence or nothing because this shit been there for 10, 20 years. And it's still spots like that where it's invite only. I know, right? I mean, every night I know where they are pretty much, but it's just not my. I'm good, man. I don't want to be.
So they're pulling up to a mile marker right now.
Yeah. So they use a so they do it by the bridge, and this is real life, real shit. There's a bridge, and they pass under the bridge, and they start the time, and then after you pass back through that bridge, there's a line and everything. My buddy knows it, so I never drove the line, so bam, so right there he hits it, and then you it's a fucking loop. It's a loop with cars in it. So you see the video on Gran Turismo where some dude did he put a bunch of cars in there, like on Tokyo, he put a bunch of which comes in there and just was like weaving through them and shit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did that the other day on Gran Turismo. Yeah. Set him on.
He put like a bunch of slow ass cars. Yeah. A bunch of regulars.
But nah, man, I remember back in the day on Dreamcast when the Tokyo Extreme Racer came out.
Yeah, all again, everything derived from.
They had the documentary on. I forgot what it was. It was just an extra on the video.
It's probably the Kaji Kimbo guys, the Civic dudes in Osaka, probably.
No. That's when I first saw MCR and all that shit was on that video. That was, I think that had to have been 98 or 99, something like that. And yeah, that's how I knew about the Wangen loop, inner and outer hella early.
Yeah. But the thing about it, there's a Tokyo joint. There's a whole nother one in Osaka. The Osaka one is real loose. Yeah, the Osaka one, like they call Kaiju Kimbo, there's like all these Civics. And they just fucking mob out, man. They just mob hard.
Yeah.
But again, and even today, that's not it. The cops the cars are faster. So back then, the cop cars were like little ass, like rinky dink shits, and they weren't keeping up with nothing. So that's why that rule was like. So that Fast and Furious 3 shit was real. Like if you do go over a certain mile per hour, it's like fuck it, they're gone. It's like a bike. The bikes have always been that way, but the cars, that wasn't until late 80s, 90s where they were just blazing fast.
So what are they got a mile per hour raise now, or what are they doing now?
Nah, that radio and the system is just better. So there's more. Back then, like even the toll roads right here, like this shit's in it. Like now, it's shit's like sensors, and yeah, you'll be fucked, man. Like you can't outrun.
Oh, that's something that I can probably get explanation about now.
Yeah.
Because I remember Tokyo Extreme Racer 2 had those red lines in the pavement, and then a speed camera you get hit with, get a ticket from.
Yeah.
What were those red lines? Because there's certain points that there's a whole red section on the ground, or there's red hash.
The whole it's like a whole like it's all red. That's like actually like that's areas in the wintertime or where it's fucking slippery. So those are actually just it's like
like grip tape.
Yeah, it's grip tape. That's essentially what it is. So they'll be on areas like because there's some shit in Tokyo where like it looks straight, but that shit's like banked and cambered. So if you got a big ass truck, like you can roll that bitch. So in this, you got a picture of a truck about to roll over, and so it just helps you. It helps grip and everything, especially when it's wet out. You'll just slide right up the thing. But yeah, man, like I mean, literally every night you can go out. There's like 1 or 2 dudes doing this every night, man. Like they're just that life. They're like they don't care about the track, Tsukuba. They just want to do this. You know what I mean? You ain't got to pay for it. You just got to watch out for the cops. But they do in Tokyo. They do a lot of raids now, man. So the cool thing about this, you'll notice this time was like 4 something, and then like you become like this local celebrity. Again, taxi drivers watch. Yeah, like it was just like you were like you said on the last the last podcast, like you were the man in that area. And then dudes would come up from Osaka or come down and bring their cars, and then like it became a thing, man. Magazines, and you'll see as we go on that time gets lower and lower and lower. So they kept you know, as the cars got faster. Yeah. All right, so right here, guys. Again, so you can't really hear it. So this dude right here is an undercover, and like he kind of like he's like the dude in the white helmet is like a regular cop. So he's pretty much telling the, hey man, let me do this. Let me get in my way. Like, fuck off. And he kind of enjoys it, but he's like he wants to also shut him down. So you'll see what's going to happen towards the end. Kind of cool. But the dude's that I will say the dude actually races himself, but he's a cop. So they kind of all like I will say. I mean, it's not a spoiler. I'm not saying how it happened, but they kind of all do follow the kind of the same setup. Guy races, and then like he, you know, they just kind of discover like, yeah, man, let's do. You can still race, but there's alternatives, and that's where Keiichi comes in because they use Tsuchiya kind of as to like champion people away from the streets to the track, and Tsukuba and all that stuff. So Tsukuba's in here, Suzuka, all the tracks in here, man. Fuji, they're all in here as we go along. All right, so again, because I mean I'm pretty sure you'll probably watch these joints like watch, but. So in Japan, man, like everybody kind of got a like the dude over in the white thing is his mechanic. You'll notice one thing with all the videos, they all got a mechanic. They all got a private dude. There's a couple one where some of the drivers kind of do their own shit, but then they're like, let me get my boy. So that's in Japan. The guys always the drivers drive and the mechanic. They don't really there's not really a lot of mechanic drivers. And that's where I kind of like, that's kind of when I go to Tsukuba, I blow minds because they're like, well, where do you get this done at? Me. Who tunes it? Me. Who painted it? Me. So they're like, what? How the fuck you? And you driving decent? It's like, it doesn't. It's not a normal thing in the States. That's everybody's a fucking Denofa. You know what I mean? It's like that's a common. All right, so he calling them out right here. Right?
I learned we had a.
Do you order the pizza?
Mechanic that we dealt with, but he used to race, and when we learned all of our shit from him, Chinese dude, he actually works for Hasselgren. He builds Toyota Atlantic engines.
My bad, right. It's a cool part right here. You found a way you order the pizza and shit.
He said, give it up.
I'm the boys. That's Universal, like, fuck. He's like, I'm the boys. He's like, nah, well, I'm going out there tonight, though. See you out there. Yeah, this shit right here, this is a dope thing. You could tell Tsuchiya got in his because this is high-level shit that all F1 drivers can do. I tried to do it a couple times. Like, you like, with these visualizing like each turn and then the thing right there, it's like some high level shit right there. And
I do that shit a lot.
Yeah. So check out what he does. This shit's pretty dope.
This was also what what Jackie Chan was doing in Thunderbolt, sitting in the car, and he'd have a timer going over it. And so he did the same thing. Yeah. So this came out before Thunderbolt, I believe, right? 88 was Thunderbolt was like 90. Thunderbolt's in the 90s, yeah.
But yeah, dude, everything Tokyo Extreme, all that shit derived right from this shit, man.
Yeah, see, Thunderbolt was cool because Jackie Chan was in the car.
Yeah.
And he's visualizing the run. He's going through every shift. He's doing every turn, sitting in the car in his garage. And then right when he's coming up to the finish line, mentally he hits his timer and he's like, okay. So in his head, that was the lap that he needed to put in real life.
I remember that. Thunderbolt was dope. That was like, because they had the GTO in there, Evo 3.
Yeah,
something like
that. That was where I got. That's where I got that from. Doing that, like if I could in my head go over every the length of the straightaways, the turns and everything in my head, I was.
The cool thing about that, you know why we don't do that much, because you got the Sims now, so it's like you can actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Yep, but that's what we was doing back before we had Sims going on.
Sims, I would say.
But also, we used to do back roads, so that's how I used to visualize the back roads too. It was like I drive through it slow, back and forth, front to back, and get every turn, every section, and shit like that. And that's how we obsess about that shit.
One thing, like was watching this now. Is like there was no GoPros back then. It was full up fucking
a camera sitting in there,
mounted on that bitch. They had a little light in there to make the ambient. But yeah, and also by the way, man, like these ain't no stunt drivers either. These are the actors are actually driving, man.
Yeah.
Like they were prior, like when the shit rolled. Like there's a few spoilers. Check out the gate, see the old school gritty gauges. Mm-hmm. That's one of the cool shit. Is like you see the old gear, man. The old real sounds and shit, man. Like they were out. This was not sanctioned, by the way, too. So that's why they got shut down.
Yeah,
there was no no permits. Nah, they were like out there cowboying, like, hey man, fucking, better to fucking just do it and say sorry later. The later ones did have they had the medical team, but the early ones, it was straight up. It was straight up YouTube and YouTube, yeah.
Running the video and fast forward.
Traffic is ain't no paid traffic. There's real traffic right there.
Yeah.
Damn, I miss my fucking FG, man. I got one sitting outside, man. I'm gonna get another one because they're not actually that expensive because everybody's getting the fucking 32s and 33s and 4s. So the 30s and 31s, they're like, yeah. So I want to get another one, and I just didn't have time for it, man. It's set for like 5-6 years, and I need the cash, so that thing sold quick. But there was no engine in it. Actually, I sold the original engine to buy the NSX shell. Because I built it, and then they kind of fucked up, and you got to put the before you put the head gasket on, you got to put the lower cover on. And I put the lower cover on later now, and I pushed it on, and it scratched the head gasket, so it always leaked from the front. It's like the one of those shits where the SR. Boy went too hot right there. You see that shit? Yeah. I definitely gotta build an FG. That engine that's all. There ain't no blow off valves, none of that shit. That's just straight up turbo, and yeah, he fucked up on that one by a lot. But yeah, man. So like the whole joint where dudes would come in from out of town, like that was a thing, man. They would come in, they would know the route and everything, and they would come in there and just like, what I mean. Once it started getting out, magazines start covering it. Boys at They did have a couple of that were like kind of fast, but not all of them. The boy got the nervous down. You know how that shit is. You can't find the gears. He's just it's like fuck. I was watching. Actually, it made me think about watching. See, that right there. That see how that truck guy got over. So that they had truckers do it. But old guy was telling me. They would have buddies like they know they're out there and shit, and the truck dudes wouldn't be doing deliveries. They would just be out there blocking. They would block traffic and shit. I was like, that's fucking dope. And they would let them over, and then they would slide the truck back over to block traffic. So that's like that was. I mean, again, this was way before you could make a fucking Facebook group or you had the Nextel. This was back this ham radio and a CB and shit, man. Well, it was like I say, man. This we don't do it in order, man. Like I say, I trust me, man. It gets better. But the later ones, like they Tsuchiya was like, hey man, we need less talking, more action, man. So this one kind of is a little bit talky, but it's a setup to everything and all that stuff, man.
So when did Tsuchiya get into like ingrained or meshed into like
the cinema?
Well, not their movie or their cinema industry.
Before this was '88, it was pretty much anything that had Tsuchiya just came along right. He was like pretty much the man from his late '70s. So pretty much anything from the late '70s to like current day, he's always been in there. So initial D, disc, like he's in it. He had the. So he didn't really appear in this one. I can't remember. No, he didn't appear in this one, but he advised like, you know, the stuff because he came from street racing and shit. So that's what people don't know about Tsuchiya. Tsuchiya didn't come from like no pedigree or no, like he came from straight up toge shit, and he was the first guy to market it. But Tsuchiya didn't come from like a family. Like when I go to Cuba, there's a 16-year-old running 57 seconds in his Porsche, and he's bawling. That dude I showed you, like he's you know a friend of him. He's not on socials that much, but yeah, he's 16 years old, already running 58, 57 seconds consistently. But you know what I mean. His dad is a Super Taiko, Super Taiko, whatever. Yeah, what was it called?
Yeah, the endurance.
Yeah, he's a Super Taiko director, so naturally he got it. He got the connections, he got the money, he got the, you know, so I mean, he just kind of don't know, you know, how hard it is to actually do that. He just rips those, but no, I mean, not mad at him, but you know, at the same time, he won't have that what we have, and what you're gonna teach Jalen is like that. You gotta, hey man, you gotta. Not saying he didn't work for it. I don't know. I don't want to sound like, but what I'm saying is, you know, kids like that, they're disconnected from the grind, and I think the grind makes you. Hey, I wanna push this bitch an extra 110% to get this win. You know what I mean? To make up for all this heartache and shit, blown engines and blown stuff. So it's like, let's get it. So, I know you've been there too. We talked about before. Like, you know what I mean? You're in competition and you're like, you knew you should have pushed. You had the 20% in. You'd be like, I'm gonna chill. And like, man, now I'm fucking driving home like fucking shoulda, coulda, woulda. Not no more, man. Like that shit's getting broke. We going home. We going home trying. Fuck it. Yeah. All right. So right here, he's like, he wants to quit. That real shit Japanese, man. Like they for as good as they are, they quit very easily. Like it's wild. It's wild that they got so many good Japanese and shit, but like as soon as they get some adversity, he fucked up one time and he's ready to hang it up. And that cop scared him too. He's like told him to chill out and shit. So the girl was like, nah, dude, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. So that's why
what if she fell off the side?
Yeah. So she wanted. So it was wild that the girl wants to do the thing and everything, and he don't. It's cool right here. I know you're gonna like this.
What we riding? Hachi. Oh, TZR T50. Damn, about the low side coming to a stop.
Got that old school helmet. So she bought it, man. That's the chick.
Yo, Yuji-san. Ito-san ga MR2 ashita motte kite ikatte. Brakes todoita ka?
Got the leather.
She got on the old road rash leather.
Yeah. Got that. She better wash up properly after taking that shit. It's like she's probably sweaty as hell on that thing.
あ、どうしたの学校。本日は終業式につき反動なのです。嘘。母さんには内緒よ。この不良娘が。ねえ、紹介する。はね。たかし。
I will say though, man, like a lot of the stores, man, like they got a lot of the stores got the same vibe, man. She just happened. Right, so right here, she just happens to be. Her boyfriend happens to be the fucking dude that's the fastest right now. So that's gonna kick some shit off. Yeah, man, like this, walking to like Upgarage, like they still got that same like vibe, and I was trying to make that here. Well, not trying. The little shop I got downstairs, man. But Yeah, I want to put some more like on the shelf parts and shit. You know what I mean? Fuel pumps and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That shit costs money, man. So I got a lot of stuff down there right now, but it's just like nobody really need it until they need it. The Z. So that one's a the glass shits. I can't. Those Z's kind of hard to. It's just a 240 or 280.
That's probably that's a 280. That's a 79, ain't it?
Because the glass, the
780.
speed racer joint, the
相変わら
glass
ずお
on
茶
it.
組と使い走りよ。
Mhm.
よしこのこと助手席に乗せたくてたまんないらしいぜ。
ありがとう。
ずっと乗ってねえんだろ車。
Does he have a Ferrari patch on his shoulder?
Yeah.
Porsche, Ferrari, BMW. That guy, he just work on everything.
高橋か。早い。
Well, shit, no, actually, back then, man, like,
昔
those
のロゴ
dudes,
みた
they
いに
made the money, man, because the Japanese didn't want to touch it because they just got that, like, oh, I'm only Nissan, I'm only Mazda,
あいつならや
I'm
るだろ
only Toyota. So the dudes that branched out and they're the first group of guys. There's actually a shop in town here
よしこ
where
の
they got Ferraris and shit all the time in there, right here local. But it's all, and it's funny, this shit all belongs to my landowner. So he's the dude that I didn't know who. I was like, who the fuck owns these Ferraris? This is his. Yeah. So those dudes, the first dudes back in that time that would branch out and start doing like the exotics, like they made money, man. Cause they figure out it's the same shit. It just, you know, of course it's more expensive because the parts got to be imported.
Yeah.
ああ、ついに買うんだ。
今度から車で送れる。
やった。
Yeah. So he
Ah,
went and got domesticated, so he don't race no more.
この間ね、父と母に話しちゃった。
Got a girlfriend and
お付き合いしてる人がいるって。
that shit's real. I mean, that shit's real everywhere, man. The women you choose, man, is just like, you know what I mean? She's like, nah, don't go out there. But like, you got one that's like, all right, cool, you know, just be careful.
そう。
Mhm.
She don't got that girl. She ain't got nothing to do with racing. So he was trying to separate himself from like the street.
勝手なこと言って怒られちゃうかと思った。
いずれはそうするつもりだったんだから。
Cool thing I like too, man. G-Wiz shit for the later ones. That same bar they use throughout all of the, you know, it's like a meeting spot. Cause in the real life shit, like they all kind of like go to the Daiko and they go to the same restaurants to eat. So they kind of all roll in the same circle, even the higher class joints.
Yeah, see, they started this body style 79, so that's an 83 or an 85 at the latest. No, I'd say 83, 84 at the latest. That car. Because then the 300ZX came in. So that's a 280.
I just mystify, man, how stable the fucking camera is, man.
Yes, yeah.
There's like those 80 millimeter, those old joints, man. Got the bulb out in this dash. Those things, they were in NA. They weren't. They were NA. The L20. It's L20, right? Yeah, you definitely hear those. You hear that tap.
L28.
You hear those cams tapping. That sound, bro. I definitely want. I want at some point, man. You know, if everything in line, I want to make it like a somewhat of a replica of the one on Midnight joint. That turbo, twin turbo, ITB joint. Somebody made it.
Yeah.
Somebody made
This
it.
is the Z's power plant thing, huh? Yeah.
That's just dope right there. It's all real sounds, man. Then I don't know. One, you probably can hear that, but it actually had the stereo. It went left to right in my ear. It went like they played it like it came this way. Then as he went through, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she pissed about that shit. So her sister's boyfriend now has the fastest time. And then the dude, so now he's working on his shit because the other dude quit. So that's yeah. There's a lot of drama. Like, you know, if you work on this dude's car, I don't want to fuck with you. If you go to this shop, honestly, real life, I'm kind of going through that right now with it.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
in real life, I'm like that.
Yeah.
Certain sponsors that people have that are clowns to me, I don't buy from those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, man.
Shops that work on people's cars that are clowns to me, I don't go to
Yeah.
that shit.
That's what I told my buddy. My buddy's like, "Well, it's for business." Like, nah, man. It's a principle too, man. Like, I can't have any situation that arises where people think that we're on the same. Nah, We ain't fucking friends. So.
忘れてるわ。そうかな。そうよ。
But yeah, man. Again, man. I'm not sure you all were movies, man, but the dryness is definitely in this one. But again, man, like we gotta watch this one because it's a progression, and you'll see it, man. It'll pop. Like this one, I think they were just finding their footing and everything. So pretty much, essentially, this was the pilot of the joint, and then but after this, man, it blew up. So I wouldn't say Long at Midnight stuff came from this one per se. So it was old GX81s and yeah, dude, the shits that's worth a lot of money now, man. It's a lot of money now.
That Mark II Supra next to a Mark III Supra.
The GTSR R31. So they had a dope ass trading policy that they don't really do as much, but like you can bring them 2 or 3 cars, man, and roll away with like a fucking R32. You'll see it later. It's like a little spoiler, but I won't say which when it'll come. You'll see it, but a dude did that. So check this out. You'll like he see what he want, but then she see what she want, like some little gay ass shit. And the dude knows who he is. The dealer. The dealer knows him, so he's like, fucking out. She just bought fucking Yugo. Yeah, that joint behind it is like that's like the Cresta, old Cresta. You see him? He like, man, I don't want this shit, son. It's like that's like, you see a defeated dude, man. That's like a fucking sad feeling now. Yo, they're looking at the goddamn highway like I used to run that shit. But nah, man, I told my wife now, man, it was a point where I was like, hey, man, like, like you didn't think when I met her I was saving money. I was paying back my debts, like $20K in debts and shit.
Yeah.
Paid that shit back, and then I was like, all right, it's game time again. We were like really hanging out and like, you know, jiving and stuff. And then like when I got the money paid off, she's like, oh, you gonna work on the car again? I was like, hey, man, this is what I do. This is what I do. So you either on board or I'm not changing at all ever. What's that? Dude, I want an S12, man.
Really?
Yeah, I want an S12, man. S12 got the FJ2. It has the FJ20 in it. So the stateside one's at the CA. But the S12, man, like if you do the right kit on it, the right wheels, man, that shit looks dope, man. And nobody really fucks with S12. It's S13 and, you know.
Man, the late night shop hangouts, dude.
Yeah, man. It's
like the late night shop hangouts before you went to race. Like everybody, people hang out at shops now getting drunk, doing all kind of dumb shit. But getting the late night shop hangout to go race was something different, man. We used to do that shit at it was man, there's an era that just cannot be replicated.
Yeah.
And you know, new shit comes about.
So, I mean, and that's what like you just said, man. Like, yeah, right, the one right there in the cut. Yeah, it's like these are all real shops, real cars, real like, you know, they ain't actors. Actually, they mix some actors in there later on, but like that's just a straight up. It's a straight up, man. Like, there ain't no, that shit's real. Like, so I mean, to the point where you can almost feel the, you know what I mean.
That wing is idiotic.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. All you hear is Lotta, and you don't hear very little turbo.
Oh, he was police pulling up on him. What's he driving?
I think it's a Cresta or a GX. Is it GX81 or this one? They all fucking kind of look alike back then. It's a Toyota. I think it's a Cresta, man, or a Crown, old Crown. It's a Toyota. Are they hitting them up with the Sting? These I'm not sure they do this in Cali, man, but what they're doing is they're pushing them to the dead, it's like a dead end shit. So they're purposely making them go where they want to go. At that point, you know you lost your license and you're getting in that blue paddy wagon right there. That shit, when you see that shit on the fucking toll road, you slow the fuck down, man. Because that right there means like your car's gone and you going in that shit. You going in that blue truck. When it fills up, they're gonna take you to the bookings. Yeah,
we never got corralled, but we definitely got blocked in certain places.
Hey.
なんだあいつよ。すいません、これで捕まったら免停90日なんですよ。
そのようだね。
だからこれで。
I'm trying to bribe him right quick.
助かります。
Take your money and your license.
嬉しい。感謝しますよ。交通維持育英募金にありがとう。
He said, "You just made a donation, bitch."
Dude, that feeling right there when you're in some lame ass shit, and then the motherfucker go by like this motherfucker don't even know what I got. It's like well, it's not that bad now, man. But I remember when my shit would break back in the day, and somebody, yeah, I got one of those. You don't want to be like y'all got one, like yeah, okay, fuck off. It's like yeah, I hated that shit back now. It's just like funny because I see a dude. I'm in my highest, the family and shit, and I see dudes blowing by. I'm like, yeah, I remember that shit. So in a nutshell, man, this dude, like he's one of those unorthodox rogue kind of cops. So he, every time he's talking to these dudes, he's like, dude, shut the fuck up, and let me do it. Let me do it my way, man. Cause it's like it's weird, man. Like the vibe again, it's kind of hard to be talking over it, but it's like it's like he kind of want to stop it, but he don't. He likes it what is happening, but of course, then the cop side is like he don't want to endanger people. So it's like one of those, like, I don't know how to explain it, but he's like in the middle of it. So he's actually allowing these dudes to do what they do, and then he goes out and busts them and shit.
Yeah, he plays both sides.
Yeah. Look at that. There's just regular shifts, man. Not 1,000 shifts. You got fucking 12 speed. This is crazy what they thought what fast was back then, man. Instead of MRS, that's the AW11. What the fuck's that right there? It's like an American joint.
That ain't more.
Yeah, so the white one was the
AW11.
Yeah.
Holy.
Well, which gonna look like a Thunderbird? It's like a Firebird or something.
That's a Trans Am.
Yeah. That's right there too. Like people think this American shit over in Japan is like they've been over there for a while, man. Like the people who could afford it, they just couldn't register it because the engine was so big. Because you go by the engine size that determines your road tax, which ranges from
FC right there.
Yeah. What kind of bike is that?
This TZR is. Oh no, she's on the NSR.
Yeah, I knew you would know that.
That shit is too fucking sick.
Yeah, she got the gear matches and everything, man. So imagine a chick. I've seen it, man. Like that's a cool look, man. That's a cool look.
This motherfucker in a punk ass 323 or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a Mazda. You nailed it.
Was that a Mazda? Yeah, it looked like a 323 from the hatchback. Yeah.
You got past what I do. Like fuck, man.
Jeez.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, I mean, if you come here like that whole, like, that's right down there by the Glitchcon. I mean, it's more like brighter, man. But that same joint, man, like this shit's all there. Like all the, you know what I mean, all the, because people go down there every night, and it's funny. Like down there, you see the this GWS stuff people watching, man. Like the that's like the mobile hotel, man. Because like they don't want to go to a hotel, so they take a chick down there, bang her. Or also that's the adultery zone too, man. So you be on the boat, so they got a boat. They go out there, take the chicks on the boat, and do what they do. Japanese get it in too. They humans like everybody else. Everybody think they're all nice and shit's all nope. Actually, man, believe it or not, gee whiz, like they got more the adultery shit going on here. Because the way the workout was set up and the dudes be away so long, the wives.
Oh, I'm certain. Yeah.
The wives be like, hey man, well I'm gonna go ahead and get a young boy. And then the dudes be like, all right, cool. I know you got the young boy, so I'm gonna go to the club and do that. Oh, I just lost your video there.
Yeah, I'm back. You got the young boy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's wild. You got me, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
多部さんが引き取ってくれたんだけど、誰にも売るつもりないみたい。じゃあね。
It was his last chance to get with her. He fucked it up again. But yeah, basically, dude it was two things happened, man. He so that's her sister.
どうだった今日の走り
すごかった。
And she's like, she's fucking 14. Fuck you doing with her?
伝説作ってみせるよ
Terrifying.
見ててくれよ
She's like, nah, man, I don't know what to do right here. But yeah, dude set a record and he banged his sister right on the highway.
Setting records and he's setting them cheeks on fire on the side of the road. That's wild.
一体
この間けじめの話したでしょ
Yeah, so like I said, dude, like man, it's like for all the dope ass Japanese you see doing whatever, man. Like there was always a point where they were like, man, I don't know. But the dudes that kept going, naturally, we know who they are. Kawabata, Daigo, blah, blah, blah. But there was a lot of dudes that be like, they don't win a few rounds and they just straight up quit. Car sits in the field. There's a lot of cars out there, man, that you don't see no more. They still got them, but they're like somewhere in Tokyo in the fucking farm field. Like that. That's what Tina just posted up. It was just sitting in the field. That was a Tomei joint and everything. So that's kind of when I square away all my shit that I still got, because I got a bunch of cars, man. I kind of want to do that, kind of go on a hunt. I want to get a JGCC car. There's a bunch of them out there, dude. There's a bunch of them out there. I mean, just to get it back mobile, man. Yeah, I mean, I know the center lock shit is.
Bro,
yeah.
If you got,
I want to get one.
I would care. It wouldn't matter what model.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one.
You got a JGTC car.
Yeah.
I'm on the first thing smoking.
There's a Supra that everybody knows about, and it's right in front of the store. I didn't even ask them because they said they get bugged all the time to sell that thing. It's just a cool one. It brings in customers, so they keep it there right on the road. So it's pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, my Hachiroku on a container, same thing. People stop just because of Yoshioka's joint. And they're like,
bro, cause see, I can't own anything like that out here. Like physically, the money, maybe I could get it to buy it, but I can't get the tires to run them. Shit like that, etc., etc. It would just,
that's the cool thing about those.
It would be.
No, I'm saying there's you can go on Yahoo and find the they starting to sell this shit off. So they sell them like one at a time though, because like they can't sell them. It's like some shit they can't sell all four or some shit like that.
うん。
ねえ。やだ。聞いてないんだから。やっぱり横浜の方に行きましょうか。
うん。
And man, that would be so fucking cool to.
そんなことないさ。
Yeah, they've been on Yahoo, man, periodically, man. Like it's just when they post them up, I don't have to, but they do want like money for them, you know what I'm saying? Like even the shells, but it's understandable, you know what I mean? You can't, you know what I mean? I mean you can build it, but not really, you know what I mean? It's like the parts are, you know. So I've seen a couple of man that were pretty. I mean the engine was of course gone, no problem. But you know they had some proprietary stuff taken out, but it still was a roller.
どうも。どうです車の調子。
何なんですかあれ。
I'm gonna get one.
I mean,
Trust me, man. That'll be
yeah,
some,
like,
that'll be some
if
dope
you were
content.
to if you were to pick up one of those Supras, you could just throw a 3S GTE in there.
And I got one. I got two.
Put it like 450, 520 horsepower.
That'll be. I mean, definitely that'll be content right. That'll be content right there. Some cool shit. There's a bunch of they got some Monaco shit. They got F2, F3 car. Like they got. You can buy a lot of shit, man. It's just, you know, I mean, I got other stuff I got to pay for. But you know, that's the type of shit, man. When you know, if you get up into that Jay Leno stratosphere, that's shit I'm buying, man. I'm buying.
Look at that stupid car.
That shit like you're a rollover you go too damn fast.
Stupid, fucking dumb people mover car. No soul in it. And then they have the 323 GTX, which has a ton of soul in it.
Yeah, that one was. I remember that one back in the day, man. There was a guy who had a pretty quick one on a road, and I was like, "What the fuck's this, a Civic?" I was like, "This mixes that and the Colt." The Colt had the Colt. They would put the 4G63 into that.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was a sleeper. The Mitsubishi Colt.
What the hell?
You fucking with him. Yeah, that's the you see him on 15s.
Yeah. 80s spices.
I forgot the old school.
スピード違反だけじゃなくてホーム執行妨害までついちゃったな。よかったよ。よし、ここで検問だ。
How he just cuffed him one wrist and just apprehended, did his
Funny
job.
thing, that's I mean, to get cuffs in Japan, you gotta be fucking like meth level. Like they don't cuff you, man. You could literally beat the shit out of somebody and they'll put you in the car, hands open, man. They don't really unless you're like they know you just killed somebody, then they'll cuff you. But other than that, you just get in the back of the car, and they'll really, dude. Like you really gotta be, dude. They give you chances over here, man. Like they give you chances to correct your shit on the spot. Just take the ticket, but like you really gotta be on some shit to get put in the car. Like really gotta be on some shit. I mean, dude, you could watch. My wife was watching. One dude was getting a ticket. The motherfucker was kicking the back of the seat, and they were like, they were polite as shit. Like, then he was like, hurry up, give me the ticket. And he's just kicking the fucking back of the seat. I was like, bro, in America, that motherfucker's done. He's dead.
Oh yeah,
he got the shit beat out of him. Like he's kicking the back. The main driver was the cop. It was a chick. He was kicking her in the back of the seat and kicking the center console.
13.9の見学だろうが。
あんたこそこんなとこ行っていいんですか？
うん、オフタイムだ。しかし。
So pretty much here, guys. You can't see it. Like he's pretty much he's starting to get the itch to get back in the game, and the dude's like, nah, man, go ahead and stay gone. Like I ain't see you in a long time, and blah blah blah. Like what you doing here? Why you hanging around here? And you know what I mean. So there's the cool thing about all they use the whole old school protagonist antagonist shit. You know what I mean? There's always a good guy and a bad guy. So right now he's the man. And the Z. Shit with the L28, they were about how much power were they stop before you start doing carbs?
It's like 100 something.
Yeah. That shit,
Let me see.
And they reps about what, 7,000?
Yeah, they kind of do rev to like 70. Yeah, 170 horsepower.
Because the stroke was the bore and stroke was, I think it was more of a I think it rev high because it's kind of like the RB where the stroke is shorter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 170 horsepower, 144 torque.
And back then they're doing like the Weber carbs and ITBs and shit.
Bro, like I haven't driven that thing in like.
I didn't know you still had a Z, man.
15 years. It's sitting on my other trailer up in the carport near the garage of my other house. But dude, that car, I think the last time I drove it was 2013. That car was like, fuck, man. Like when you get in it, if you're not like, you get all that power thirsty shit out your brain. When you drive that car and you're like getting on it, you're like, damn, this car is perfect, man. Like I cannot for the life of me. I mean, I can, but dog, those aren't the cars that you just gotta let your dick swing on the ground with. Bro, you do a couple little things to that thing, Maxima crank, header, exhaust, do your suspension, do your brakes, get a nice good intake and a manifold on that thing, make it sound amazing. Bro, you don't need much more in that car, man. What is she about to drive?
His old car. So she pretty much was like, all right, you don't want to break the record, so I'm going to do it for you. Yeah, chicks driving cars, riding bikes.
Says your taste in men is terrible.
And clothes, but that's back in the 80s. They all like, it's one thing, they all had those high waters and shit with the, like their torso, they fucking had the goddamn shit over their goddamn.
Girl, if you don't get some new fucking spark plugs, fuck that fucking fouled out rich ass shit. Scrubbing plugs. That shit, get the fuck out of here. That shit like, hey, what are you checking, homeboy? That shit's like $3. Go get some.
Yeah, that's what I do. So, remember you got this box of NGKs? I'm like, dude, because I pretty much did $2.80. Like,
yeah.
It's a BCPR E70. Like, depending on the car, I use between BKR 7011s. And then I gap them too, so that, that blast shit don't really mean nothing. Because I'm changing the Grady Rubik. I had that. My shit came with the Grady Rubik, which is the extra injector back in the day before they had. So it was 2X. Yeah.
Additional injectors in the intake manifold.
That shit was not. It wasn't hooked up though. It wasn't hooked up. They had cut the line off, and the shit was still there. But I took all that shit out. But that shit's getting it right there though.
Yeah, he's smoking it up.
These fat tires, man.
70 sidewalls. Those are probably 50 sidewalls, like on a 195 50 or 215 50.
Yeah, 50 is about what they 50 55. Yeah.
This is so annoying. What are you doing? Oh, that's her. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
She getting those spark plugs warmed up. It's like
See, yes, you gotta do all that to get those motherfuckers back sparking.
Yeah.
Look at this nigga in this 323. Get the fuck out of here.
He want to be all domesticated and shit. Yeah, I got that wing. I got that wing sitting right in my shop down there. That same one. It's like a this is a foam. Back in the used to use a little foam. Like remember the 240 had that foam filling shit. Yeah, it's the same shit, but it don't have a shell on top of it. It's just like foam, soft filling shit, double sided tape. Damn, I fucking miss my DR, man. That shit was. I needed, like I said, I needed some cash in the crunch. And I looked around like, what can I sell? Put that shit up there. It sold in like 4 days, man. Sold for $7K with no engine in it. I bought it. I paid about 68 for it, so I really didn't make anything from it. Yeah, she like, why you being a bitch? And she was so. See that era of Japanese is where people think like something happened, man. Like same thing in America where the food changed, but here in Japan, man, like Japanese chicks got like asses now, man. Like back then, they didn't have nothing. I don't know.
Hey, that was the natural 80s butt.
Yeah, pretty much all around, especially in America. People like looking back, like people thought she was hot. I'm like, yeah, she got a nice face, but like that's about it.
Hey, Sir Mix-a-Lot said it best. LA face with the Oakland booties. Unless you was in the South, you ain't seeing no cheeks, man. That was the standard 80s ass. And Oakland, the Bay Area, had some figured broads, but that was the pancake was what it was.
Yeah, and those little this was back when everybody was doing the exercise joints too. Those
the Jane Fonda workout.
Yeah. And he was rocking that shit, just rocking it out there with the little spandex and the socks, those scrunchy socks and the whole.
Yeah, leg warmers. The leg warmers was hilarious.
There she go, man. She on this first. So she on the highway joint. It's like,
She's about to clap her shit out.
You ready? You got good intuition there.
Oh, word. That's got to be the arc of the stories.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you watch enough cinema, you know it's pretty much going to happen. So, but you got to be like something to get them back in. So that happens a bunch actually throughout the whole thing. They use the same arc and the whole, you know what I mean.
She about to get a solid ass DNF.
He's at that. So that shit right, man. That salary man shit.
Uh-oh. Big understeer in the tunnel.
But yeah, that shit right there. Yep. Bam.
Yeah, she DNF'd.
Yeah. Road flares.
Oh, that's crazy.
That shit did happen a lot, man. Like the dudes out there doing the max and what is this, a seatbelt on? Like, yeah.
Is that? Oh, okay. Wild. He over here. I gave it too much heat, big dog.
Mm. You know what it was, man. Those goddamn spark plugs misfired on her and shit. Then she hit the gas on that shit. And then
I shouldn't have let her use
Yeah.
these 50,000 kilometer plugs.
Shit's like,
I knew it.
this shit happened to me on a bike and shit. The spark plug was out and I like hit that shit and it was like bang. I was like, fuck. That shit was like misfiring and shit. But then they got all the power at the same time.
Yeah, she came into the corner and said, "What?"
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Motor just got shipped over in a crate for some idiot in America. He about to stuff it in his car.
Pretty much. And I'm like, oh man, y'all should have fucking went in there and did it, man.
Now he wants revenge on the road because it took his one true love.
Yeah. You can't get over the corniness of the 80s, man. It was what it was, but it was like all in the same. You know what I mean? My bad, I'm seeing this thing already.
This nigga headbutting the steering wheel is wild.
What's that dude? He's like, you go, was that Fridays and shit? He's like, you can go cry in the car, man.
Hey man, go ahead and get you an FC and win today, big
My
dog.
mommy gave me that sheen.
よしこちゃんかわいそうにな。
車売りたいんです。この間の。
そうか。
RS 探してくれますか。
録音が走るか。
田部が RS を探してますよ。またあんたの検挙率が上がるわけだ。
Oh yeah, I forgot, man. It's like I've seen him. So
あんな小汁
he's
に
like
問題じゃないっすよ。
fucking informant and shit.
ああ。
Who he a snitch?
Yeah, he's a snitch, man.
Oh man, he's a 6'9" in the car game. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
俺と協力してタイムを出していたと知ったら
Just so the sister was standing right there. Like, man, your sister just died. And you just fucking.
しかしあのよしこっていう女がいい女だったね。
妹の方もなかなかですよ。
あ、そうか。
田部さんから聞いたの。
なんで今頃走るんですか。
Alright, so what he's doing right now is he's trying to. He got like because you know
走ればいいじゃない。
because you know the whole shit and everything and the chick died and he was trying to tell the mechanic was trying to tell him to get back in the game because she's gonna do this shit.
あんたたち
And
な
the
んだ。
sister's saying right now like why you coming back now,
何が
motherfucker?
ヒーローよ。
Sister's dead.
何がしとこう
But
よ。
so he got this little this shit right here is real. They would find like these abandoned buildings and shit and like turn it into like a little garage until somebody run up on them and find it.
お姉ちゃん
you
が
get-
Oh really?
Yeah, they would do that because dude, there's no. I mean, down there, there's no space, and if you buy like a little hole in the wall, you paying like
Yeah.
fucking $900 a month in rent for a little slit in the wall.
あんたたちなんて嫌い。
So they would do that. They would go find like these abandoned buildings and shit, like abandoned warehouses and you know what I mean. This is again shit like this you can't really do today because some motherfucker would post up a goddamn GPS coordinate or tag where they at and shit.
Geotag.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what he
Yeah,
so what he
it'd be
what he
all
basically
bad.
trying to do is he just trying to he got the car back, so he just trying to do his own thing. But like I said before, there's drivers and mechanics, and most of those dudes don't know their fucking way around shit, as you'll see right here. He can't get the fucking wheel off. He don't know how to use a wheel puller. So he's like, man, fuck this, man. Nah, bro. There's instructions. Yeah. We already know what to do on that shit. The only thing I'm looking for the instructions for is torque specs. What your dumb ass doing? You wire brushing those spark plugs?
お前には無理だよ。
Give me that shit, son.
He's like, knock it the fuck off. Last person I let do work was wire brushing spark plugs. Get out of here.
But I was like, man, sometimes I wish I would have filmed some stuff, but then again, I was like, nah, I had time, man. So many times, man, I got like a car. One day we got an R33, and the dude was getting rid of it. Like, dude, we 2 hours turned that bitch from a regular ass like R33 to like a drift spec car, welded the diff. I had some coils laying around, slapped those on, threw some brake pads up front. Like, this is all in the day, and then by the nighttime, it was a normal car, like 9 in the morning. And by like 6, that shit was like ready to slide, man. So we took that shit down to the port.
Yes.
And dudes, man, the only thing, of course, we didn't change the clutch, but that shit was slipping. But the yeah, here you go. Remember I said he snitch.
どうしたんだよ。いいよな。こんな車乗っててよ。俺たちメンテだもんな。
川北先生のおかげでよ。
あいつには困ったもんだよな。待ってんだ俺たちだろうが。
Yeah, that shit.
入れてんじゃねえよ。ずれんだよ。
That's the Yakuza shit right there. So basically, all those dudes, remember they do hemmed all the other guys up? It's because he was fucking telling their whereabouts.
And sound effects is crazy.
That's just like he really doing them right there. Like skull cracking and shit. You got the whole WWE shit right there, man.
I mean, that's letting off easy for a snitch.
Yeah. Cause they all lost their license because of that dude.
Ah, yeah.
Somehow this motherfucker finds the goddamn. That's why they're like, what the fuck you doing here? That dude sound like you got that old samurai shit. Like,
高橋の見舞いに行ってやれ。袋叩きにあってんだ。へえ、べべべべべべ。
あんたのスパイの顔なんか見たくないわ。
Nah, not called a spy is different. That's a spy is a high level snitch. Ain't no fucking spy. That motherfucker is a street snitch.
Street snitch is wild.
Yeah, spies get paid.
この車で一歩でも外に出てみろ。即逮捕する。無駄な抵抗はやめろ。
So basically, what he did, we just said right there, he told the dudes that he was telling him, so he pretty much flipped the flip, and then you know.
なあよし、俺の車ちょっと見てくれないか。エンジンのパワーがちょっと落ちてるみたいなんだ。
やなこった。
冷たいね。
He just asking to work on his joint.
ロゴ、後追い真珠は流行らんぞ。
川北さん、走るよ俺。
Yeah, you want line? That motherfucker got all the patches on there.
You got all of them.
He's
He's
like-
certified. He's heavy in the game.
Yeah. Dude, that's great. Like dudes pay money for those, man. Like you can find those on Yahoo. Like they pay money for
The
those.
patches.
No, the old mechanics jumpers, like the old
Yeah.
old Nismo joints and the.
俺もこいつの集まりを強化しとくか
You see, he just said, "Do I seem to be
Yeah,
allowing them?
be
Yeah,
allowing them to do the trial.
like for sure you are, cause you could bust them right now,
Mm-hmm.
man. That right there, man. All you motherfuckers are there watching and listening, man. Can put a goddamn steering wheel on straight, man. That's one of the bro. Straighten your fucking wheel. Like it's a dot.
Yeah.
There's a dot on it. The dot is a top center. 12 o'clock. You line that shit up with the other dot and you put it on there, man. Like it's not that hard, man. Motherfucker shit be all off, man. I don't know how many cars I got where they put the thing on backwards and they turn the hub to line it up. Even in the drift car, like that shit, like you have more lock to one side than the other side. It's like what the fucking wheels.
And my biggest pet peeve is before I do my steering wheel, I do my alignment and I make sure my wheels are as straight as can be. When those wheels are straight, I pull that wheel off, I put that wheel back on as straight as it possibly can be. That's that.
I do like I got a spline. I just got a spline drive joint on mine, and I like that because like if you're at the track, you had to bank some shit, you can quickly, for the sake of driving, not driving like this and shit. Because I was at Tsukuba and I was doing a little bit alignment, but I aligned the wheel, but I didn't have time to take the wheel. Aligned the wheels. I had time to take the handle off and change it. And I was like, that's where the spline. I got the spline. I got a welder spline onto there and all that shit. So it'd be cool because you just turn it, take that shit off right in the pits and just turn it straight. Because I was driving like this on Tsukuba. It's like, fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that.
One thing even in live Hoon is like crazy, like Nakamura shit was off. Like too, it was like this.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. My car. He rolled on him. My car is set up. It's pretty funny. If my steering wheel is crooked a little bit, if I check tire pressure, that's evens my shit back out. It's funny. It's about because I let my car sit for a while most of the time. If I'm about 10 psi off one side to the other, my steering wheel's crooked. It's super weird that it does that.
6分24時間無駄な抵抗はよせすぐにその改造車から降りてお上のお縄につけお上見
Go back to mommy.
I forget. That's like the Denzel in the Training Day shit. He's like
maniacal.
Yeah.
おじんの相手はしてられんな。ナベさん、出るぜ。
You're gonna see one joint. They did. We kind of missed it, but you'll see what he put into it. Everything. It's pretty dope.
I mean, the gist of the modifications was a steering wheel, so
Oh, he did some other stuff to it though. You'll see. I don't want to spoil it. Now man. This is what the beginning of the movie's about. This part right here, man. The getaway.
そう来なくちゃな大丈夫ですかアホ早く来いはい行け
So this dude orchestrating everything. So he's acting like but it's cool how they did it.
look at this dumb shit.
Bozos.
That's the biggest goofball behavior ever.
American ain't him, man. Them motherfucking tires be shot out by now.
Huh?
So his tires be shot out by now in America.
Yeah, for sure. He would have picked up a nail and had a flat already. Bonk. Bonk.
But you know, goddamn, son.
Bonk. What the hell? Bonk. Oh, he just took the whole fleet out just in the catacombs. Huh?
いやいやいや鳩川の修理代は完璧だやりなすんだ
Well, funny thing about this is actually, some kind of Tsuchiya actually started a driver training program for cops a little bit after this shit because they like this video was like kind of saying like cops can't drive and shit. And Tsuchiya would like a little bit after this, man. So they started doing like this training, like like no shit, like figure eights and J turns and stuff like that.
お前ら後回しだ
Nah.
Spark plugs, man.
Nah.
Stalled it.
Nah, he ain't just stalled.
That's the skyline too. I forgot the piston slapping and shit. Right in the oil pit, son.
That boy almost sent that crown to the depths of hell. Oh no!
No roll cage in there. The fuck is that, man? I think it's either a Cresta or a that joint he's driving, man. I think it's the old Cresta or the Crown. They all had that kind of like square body look.
Mm-hmm.
さすが後期できる
Not really.
悪い悪い1台録音についちゃったよどうぞ
He orchestrated the shit out of it. So basically what he did was he put all the cops there so there'd be nobody on the toll road.
Hmm.
He's fucking with him hard. They got a diff in that joint. Motherfucker ain't paid nothing.
So he gonna make him break the record by chasing him.
Pretty much. They say he said all like there's no. It was like they kind of just picked up. So like there was like a backstory. The dude, that cop's probably racing and shit before that. Because I mean, obviously he's like touring.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit remind me of that old school DR30 commercial with the Paul Newman. Cause that the one I had was the Paul Newman edition at my Skyline. Cause Paul Newman raced the JGTC and the DR30.
Yeah, Paul Newman was outside getting busy. He had a good relationship with Dotson.
Yeah. My seats had the Paul Newman signature on it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They were like sun roasted, man. But you replace those joints for like $800 and shit, man. A piece. Yeah, man. Like I said, we'll get into the. Like I said, this is a somewhat of a good warm up, man. But like I said, the next one's, man, it's more like it's more action. Trust me, man. It's more action than they did a little bit. I didn't realize there's that much talking in this joint, but
Mm-hmm.
again, they gotta set it up and everything. Man, this is back in '88, man. Like their highway shit had to be like one of the most advanced highway systems, man. Like their shit's it's crazy, man. It's so crazy that GPS took about 3 years to catch up to it because when you drive in Tokyo, there's so many levels. Like the fucking GPS be like, take a left, and you're like on the top bridge. Like, yeah, I go into the
Yeah.
It's like way off. So now it's good. Like it knows what level you on, and it's just better. When I first used GPS down there, that shit was like, nah, man. One thing a lot of people, the people watching them see, man, is like how these guys actually they do follow. It's a line. It's a line like the fastest line, like the apex, pretty much. So like you know, what I mean, with cars there, then naturally you can't get close to it. But there's a line. You see them, you know. I would do that shit when I'm by myself, man. I'll be in a truck and shit, and I'm like, well, I can keep going straight or just turn, and I'll follow the road, you know, like I'm in racing and shit. Even, like back then, man, it's like crazy because this shit's like not. It's like nothing. They're not gonna. It's like just the like I say, local pride, or it's just what they did, man. It's like here you go, right here, man. They're gonna bust out the little secret here in a second.
New spark plugs.
Yeah, you got those new NGKs in there. You got those NIGs in there, the NIGs. So naturally, this is where everybody not fucking up at. But then he gets it though, like that Tsuchiya shit. Stay in that throttle, don't lift. They both lift off. That's why they fucked up. So he just straight drifted that joint. So that's probably Tsuchiya doing that. Oh, so there you go. He had to override on the boost. Old school shit.
Over boost on that joint.
Yeah. It's like all the fucking boosts. It's crazy, like the engine sounds. They actually really overboost that shit, man. Engine sounds totally different.
Congratulations! 5分12秒!
Like I say, you'll see, man. Like it's crazy as how we get into the closer, like we go up in the levels. That time drops, man. That time drops fast. As the GTR come in there, Supra, Z, RX-7, like start getting the big hitters in there. I gotta go on base and mill up some wheels and some other stuff, man. But yeah, man, yeah, man. Fuck. It's like
よーし祭りはここまでだ開けてみせろよ
どうぞ
So basically what he's doing is they got
Take them
お
plugs.
前の工場は閉鎖か
ain't nothing to see here. It's all stock, baby.
車検通りますよ
The shotgun is a inspection.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
inspection, yeah.
So what they do is they can't really yeah. So basically that dog was a hideaway, and he fucking rigged it up to pretty much the boost control like override.
Slap the shit out them niggas. How he just gonna slap the shit out of everybody? Dang.
言っとくがな。この次は負けねえぞ。
You're gonna get that 2J swap. I'm gonna get one of those joints, man. You can still pick those up for like $4,000, $3,000, man. Like automatic joints. And you know what I mean, modernize it, brake, suspension, and like, cause I don't know, man. Like it's just so like so many goddamn R32s and so many FDs, and it's like I honestly get tired of seeing them, man. Like, so my DR30, I got that because nobody had one at the time around here. Now, but there's a few in town now. All got that same sound, man.
R2 Super.
Yeah.
All from a guy that wanted to do F1.
But yeah, that what you call it, man? Like they still do that today, man. They pull over and they got a checkboard like lowered, camber. They just hit you with everything. You gotta fix that shit in 2 weeks. I got popped from my Odyssey for just being like talking about, dude. It was like 0.005 centimeters over, man. Yeah, I had to go take that shit off and raise the carb. I had a banner on it, all types of shit, man. But there you go, guys. That's well, in America, like you say, you call it Freeway Speedway, and over here in Japan, like it's called again Shuto, which is Shuto Expressway, where they want it. Kousoku is like my bad, I cut the wrong one off, but it's like it's just racing on the highway and stuff like that, man. So again, I had to introduce Lex in there. Everyone gotta say, man, that was a little dry, man, because that was the first one. But like I said, the other ones we're gonna watch here because it's about 6 of them. So we're gonna go through those, and then like I said, after that, man, if you guys got any and it really wasn't a lot. I mean, this just had that one car. The other ones, it's gonna be more stuff in the background, more stuff going on. So we're definitely excited to watch those. Especially one with the FC. I think you're really gonna dig that one, man. So that's just because, man, it's some special stuff in that one. So we'll get to it. But again, guys, we're gonna go throw that one down in there and everything. And it's gonna be just a little segment right there. We're gonna do and mix it up. Do that. So kind of still podcast and everything. So with that, man, like shit, it's almost it's wild. That's only like an hour and it's like an hour and 39 minutes. We'd be like rolling for longer than that. On a regular day, man. So this is right there, man. Because like we'll probably do these when the time's a little bit limited. For me, I do gotta get out and do some other stuff, man. So, you got any? Other than the Black Deuce Drift event coming up on February, you got anything coming up or going on, man?
No, I'm gonna go pick up the bikes tomorrow. We've had 18 days of rain.
Yeah. What's up with that? I seen the Oakland got canceled last week for a Supercross, and then. It's been gnarly. It's been threatened to be worse than it was, but it was bad. So just the amount of rain and wind that we've gotten, I mean, welcome to East Coast, baby.
It was enough to make leaks in my roof, and
That's crazy how like it's just not a state for it. It's not you guys just don't do that shit. So like even like everything is not really made for that wetness.
yeah, like we'll have I get a lot of people since the internet is worldwide, nationwide. People like, oh my god, we get this much rain. I don't give a fuck what y'all get.
Yeah.
We don't get that out
Yeah.
here. 18 days straight of hard rain. I'm talking about like it'll rain a little bit and there'll be just enough water on the ground. And then like some hard shit will come in and it'll be like 2 inches of water.
Yeah, because even like
in
your drain, so you guys' drainage system is not really.
we don't have that. Yeah, we don't have irrigation for that.
Yeah, how's the like how about like the gutters by the house? They don't have like storm drains, or is this not a thing?
So my gutters and everything, with the amount of wind and water, there were mornings I'd come out at like 4 in the morning and my gutters were all blown off the side of the house, and I'd be out there in the rain putting them up. So it's been a gnarly like last three weeks or so. We were supposed to have rain today. It just got cloudy, but it was been sunny yesterday, and then we're supposed to be good throughout the next week and a half, probably beyond. But so I'm gonna finally go pick up the bikes. I've gotten 3 bikes taken care of. R1 resprocketed. Got some numbers redone on that. The R3 has been tuned, been modified. Got some numbers done on that. And then the Kawasaki's been repaired and fixed a ton of shit on it. So now I'm gonna give it a couple more days. Maybe this weekend hit the kart track, but I know there's moisture probably in all the track cars. So I gotta go in there and vacuum, clean out the upholstery on the seats and shit. Like that video that we were at the track with Jalen driving the vert, dude, there was about an inch or two of water in that bucket seat. I sat in, my whole ass was wet as fuck. So it's been gnarly. Yeah, California does not really get that kind of weather, but it's been cool. No big deal. But that's what we got going on.
Yeah.
Just want to drive. Just want to drive more. I gotta fix that overboosting issue on my car.
So what did you figure out what that was?
Dude, nah, it's been raining so much I haven't even wanted to touch it. But I'm gonna pull the wastegate off. I'm gonna check that. Hopefully I find something up with the wastegate. Maybe, I don't know, who knows, spring cracked in half or something, and it's just it's jamming the wastegate up. Who knows, whatever, diaphragm, something, right? But I'm gonna check that now that I've got some sunny days, and it's time for me to get in the garage. It's got to be some garage time because I got to get cars together, bikes ready, and we got to hit this track, man. So, we really don't get it off season. So the fact that it's been raining pretty good since December, since Christmas, that's technically our off season, 20 days. So time to get back active, man.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So you always got something going on. The coolest thing, man, is like is this cool? You got shit going on, but like you don't post everything, man. It's just one thing now. Is like if you don't post stuff, man. You know what I mean? It's just like almost like people just think you ain't doing nothing. Like people hit me up like, "Oh man, you ain't posting, man. So you got free time, right?" Like, no, that's actually the polar opposite. Cause I'll be going like now in the shop, man. Like it was one point where I used to post like all the time biz. Now, unless it's a cool job, it's like I've already done that timing belt job fucking 80 times. It's like, okay, you get it. You know what I mean? So unless it's just a part selling or something like that, but other than that, it's like you can just put in JZA80 or FC3S, put the tags in there, and you want to see FD shit or whatever. So
I don't even post like that no more. I just do stories.
Yeah.
So
like and the people probably seen recently, man, the shorts, man. The shorts is for me it works great because I ain't got time to fucking sit there and edit a bunch of shit. And then honestly, I mean, brutally honest, like dudes' attention spans, unless you're like one of the guys, they're not watching past 10 minutes of your stuff. So I mean, if you document for yourself or really make something, it's cool. But the shorts work out for me cool because it's just cool. People want to consume shit like that, and it gets the point across. Then that's a way to get. I like the shorts, man, because it's a way to get people to your other shit. So they'll still,
I did the Manufacturers Cup on Gran Turismo.
Oh, yeah. Shit,
I was first in my area and region, fourth for the brand, and what else? I think I was 500 something total overall. But that was cool. I've been doing a lot of sim racing since I've been inside. Been doing a lot of sim races since I've been inside, and but now, man, I need the sun. It's crazy. I don't know a lot. It's crazy. It's crazy how your demeanor and mood and everything is down when you don't see the sun.
That's just real, man.
Places like Seattle and all that shit.
That's why that's why it's all gloomy.
I never lived there because when you don't get the sun or see the sun a lot, that shit really affects your mood and your energy. So,
plus you get like vitamin, you get like the vitamin D or some shit like that from the.
Yeah, that vitamin D recharge, man. Yesterday it was sunny and warm. I just went out in the backyard and sat up high on my balcony thing and just chilled and got some energy. And today started off sunny, but then it got cloudy, so it's like, mood and everything is a lot better. But yeah, rolling into this weekend, having some sun back, and I ain't got a running river like my RV parking from the back of my property all the way up to the front. I had a running river of water running off my property down into the street. So now I got like eroded water passages through the front lawn and shit. It's been crazy. It's been a lot. My heater works off and on, my air system, because it was raining so hard and so much wind. It was blowing inside my heating system, and it's doing something. So something got shorted out. It's like homeownership. I got so much shit to do. I put up all the gutters and check for this leak in the roof and deal with this heater shit. And I haven't even pulled the convertible off of the truck since that event, because if I drive my truck through that mud, I got to put it in 4-wheel drive. It's just going to sink like 4 inches into the mud and shit. So is there like a storm or some shit on the coast, or what's going on? We had apparently some hurricanes off of our coast, which doesn't happen out here. So we had incredible winds, and they called it an atmospheric river. That's what they called it. And we had an outrageous level of rain. I'm talking the windshield wipers could not go fast enough. And the wind would blow the vehicles all over. So there was some gnarly wrecks and all kind of shit. So it's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, everything has just been a mess. So I'm going to get back at it this weekend. And I'm basically 2-3 weeks behind where I need to be, because I need to have the white car sorted. And I got to put a hydraulic handbrake in the vert. All the bikes are done. That's going to cost a pretty chunk of change, so I got to throw some money at that. Go pick those up tomorrow, and then I have to, get right back in the swing of things, right back in the mix, because all of this shit has to be done so that track days and everything come up. Bike car, all of this shit it's got to just be flowing this year. And kart track training. By the end of the year, I want to have done the new racer program for the motorcycle shit. Obtain just the basic level racing license. so that I can go. I just want to do one actual race this year, and I need to get like my excitement of drifting back. Jalen should be ready for tandems very soon, so that's all my goals for this year. I got the lap records for the RX-8 last year, so this year's just nothing but driving it and having some fun.
Nobody's contesting that yet. Nobody's contesting the records.
I saw a video of a guy on the RX-8. He popped up a couple months ago, but he's still about 1.7 seconds off of what I did. He's got a race car RX-8, but I believe he's got a class specific car. So even though my car doesn't have a lot of aero, my car has a factory Mazda Speed aero. I don't think his car has any aero, but we're not going fast enough at that track for aero to even work. So that's really not a thing. I just want to see what his car looked like. It seems to be the factory body line with the lip, and that's it. So the record still stands for this year, and in case anybody breaks it, I'm working on something with my boy. He's figuring out an engine configuration that is supposedly going to get me about 240 wheel horsepower. So if he can get that together, then that's what I'll be putting in that track car, and then I'm going to go blaze the record some more. So, but that probably won't be till next year, 24. So 23, I'm just gonna be just driving, having some fun. I might do some more things to the RX-8, carbon fiber doors, maybe Lexan rear window, just to drop the weight a little bit more and off of myself. And that's really gonna be about it. Maybe run the pan speed over fenders. I need to find some though. Pan speed over fenders for the rear, so I can run a wider rear tire. And the more I can drive that car flat out, the better it's gonna be. So that's really my only plans for that car this year. And everything else is at the level that I want, except for the convertible. So yeah, I'm a couple weeks behind, but you know, everything should work out good. Probably by about July or August. Yeah. July or August, shit should be in full swing.
For sure, man. This crazy, man. It's like how time flies and it's getting stuff, prepped and ready, man. So it's January is seems like it just went fast, and that fucking goddamn, like we already touched on the Kim Block thing, and then like Robbie Knievel passed away. It's like, goddamn, man. Like January ain't fucking around. Then some other dude, the drag racers, passed away. Like older guys, like I mean, it's it's one of those things, man, where everything that happens in January is always like fuck. It's like we just getting started, man. But it's just time is time, man. We put this system on it, but time is time. The sun don't know what it is. The sun just shines, every day. Don't know what it is, man. So like I tell everybody out there, man, let's take advantage of the time and stuff like that. I mean, I really I could probably relax more in life, man, and enjoy things, man. But it's just like, you got to get it done. Ain't nobody going to do it but me and you know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. So it's easy to say relax and shit, but those type of people, when events come around, they ain't got shit ready, ain't nothing prepped. You know what I'm saying? It's like that I don't know, not sure you've seen, man. That engine, I built that engine, swapped it, took the engine out, I built an engine and everything in 24 hours, dude. Like that's some shit.
Yes.
That's some team. Like and I was talking to Alan British Moto. I was like, you peeped that, right? It's like, I mean, and it's like I was like, man, that's why he was like, some people's like, man, why you move like that or say certain things like that? I'm like, man, it is what it is. Like somebody who you see like this should be on your level, which I'm not. Doing shit like that, like that's some shit that in the States it'll be like 5 or 6 fucking dudes trying to do that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I did that shit by myself. I did have my one guy, Anthony, came in to help me line up the engine, but actually it just magically this time popped right in because, I got that floating hub, which comes sometimes you got to turn the crank and everything. So I had him over there literally just for that. I dropped it in, I lined it up. That shit went straight back and like clunk. I'm like, what the fuck? That shit normally will never happen. It's like normally you gotta play with it and jack up the transmission and lower the engine and do that like 4 or 5 times. And by that time, I knew, I was like, man, by this time I'm gonna be up for like 15 hours. I'm gonna be drained. And so I was like, hey man, come over here just for safety, help me that. And pretty much, you know what I mean, I'm like, damn man, my bad. I had you come over here for like 2 seconds. And but that was it. You know, I had one guy for that first safety. But other than that, man, like I took it out. The other one, so the pistons were all good to go. They were forged pistons, but they one of the pistons that got cold seized from us being in the bore and not moving for too long, and they got got a little bit of condensation in there and it rusted. So I took the piston out and the rings were fully compressed on the piston with it out in the elements. So I was like, man, if I would have ran that shit like that, you know, that shit would have been, it probably would have freed itself up, but it probably wouldn't have. So all the oil control rings, I took all those off, cleaned all that shit out, and yeah, man, it was so that was pretty much the only thing that was like irregular. But other than that, it was a fresh head gasket, hone, piston rings, all that stuff in 24 hours, man. And so you know what it is, and it seems like it's an easy feat. I should be able to do this because I got a shop, but like, a lot of people can't do that, man. The drive to not take a smoke break or fuck off or do other stuff is like there was nothing else to do. So, and it was all just to get ready for the live hoon. I just wanted to have the car there for the live hoon joint, man. So, got it there and everything. It pretty much rained outside, so we didn't get too much into it. But yeah, man, so what I do that stuff for is the publicity. Is like, hey, man, yeah, I don't rush for customers, but hey, let's say you needed something. I've done it before for a guy, oil pan seal, 24 hours. You had to pull it, but you had to pull the engine out to do it because you can't do it in the car. It's just, you can't do it. You got to drop so either the engine comes out, and it's actually cheaper to take the engine out than drop the subframe and suspend the engine, because also you got to get behind the transmission, so you got to separate it, and there's a whole bunch of shit to get that bolts out the back of the oil pan. So I'm like, yeah, the engine got to come out and throw that stuff in there. So again, I can do the expedited stuff, but it's gonna cost you. And I had one guy say, "Oh man, well it should be cheaper." Like, nah, it's cheaper because I know what the fuck I'm doing. That's why I can do it in 24 hours. I don't need to think about it. I know exactly what I gotta take out, what pin I gotta remove, you know. And so dudes like hit me up, but like, some guys joking like, "Hey man, well it should be cheaper to do." Like, nah, it ain't, dude. It ain't at all, man. So. It's not how it works, unfortunately. It's not how it works, man. So, you know what I mean? You pay for the knowledge, man. But again, man, I don't want to keep, because we got to it too late, man. Like I say, these for these particular ones, I don't want it to be long either, because when people see that time on it, they kind of see like 2-3 hours, and like, they be like, fuck. So that's why the other joint we did, that's gonna be broken. That's why it was broken down. It was broken down. So this is gonna come after that. So I'm kind of talking in the future, in the past, but I didn't even edit that one yet, so you got to get to that one. Then I'll chop this up. I think it'll be a cool series, and we can get it. We can take it back to, you know, Fast and the Furious, one, and go through that and just kind of pick it apart, and you know, shit that, you know, wouldn't fly or whatever, man. So again, man, thanks for the time. Again, man, they definitely. I don't know how they get better, man. They get better. They get better, man.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, they get better.
All good.
They get better. So, but again, guys, I'm gonna put the link down there so you guys can watch it. You know, without the talking over it, and then because again, the coolest thing about it, these are actual engine sounds of flutters. All that is real. Like they had the actual mics. I watched the thing. They had the actual like little mics inside the engine bay next to the turbo, so you got the actual sound. They would overdub the engine sound over the Witchcom, and then the actual tunnel shit. That's all the car. That's all the real noise. There was no CG back then. Then at '88 stuff like that. So they had to use the real deal. Only thing, production, you know, a little bit higher back then. So they didn't have. They had actual real shit. Like they had the, you know what I mean, they had the tape. Now we got digital, so you can. That's one thing now. Like one guy told me for Live Hoon, he was like, "Yeah, we got so much space now that we got so much data, and there's so much to edit out because you got so much overage now, and stuff like that." Man. So, but it is what it is, man. But again, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Lex, for tuning in and everything. Again, check out the link. Check out the links in the bottom for that. So this is gonna be. This is the first. This is our pilot. This is our pilot watching the pilot movie. So it's kind of cool to do that, and then they get better and everything. So of course with these we'll probably add more stuff, and then maybe we'll bring somebody else in the mix and everything, and see how it goes and see how the response is from this. But I haven't seen anybody do nothing like this. And I talked to Lex, and Lex was down for it, as always, innovative and making things happen. So hopefully it was a good time for you guys to see that, and hopefully what I can do from this end is add information in it, and then Lex got some ideas, some movies to watch that I probably haven't seen. And then, he could weigh in on things that, because honestly in the States, I got more, it's weird, I'm American, but I got more experience in driving and building and everything in Japan than I do in America. So there's actually some things in America I probably haven't experienced, because when I got the money, I'm over here. I didn't have money back then, so I was just doing junkyard shit and blah, blah, blah. So, might some stuff there. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get out of here, go take care of business, get to it and everything. Lex, enjoy the rest of your day, man. Get the galoshes on and the rain suits.
Yeah.
And get to it. But again, guys, we're going to be dying signing off from Masao, Japan. Got Lex signing off from Richmond, California. CA, not VA, as always. So we'll see you guys later. Peace.